Okay, I got a theory about the whole Tati return, the Tati lawsuit, Trisha Paytas, Shane Dawson, all the crazy garbage going on around all that. And I'm kind of just clicking around trying to figure out some videos, topics to upload. And I got bored, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to go live for a little bit. Also, I got a new studio set up, and I've got a mandolin from 1897, and I'm going to be stringing it and playing it on stream and in my videos, doing some little skits and stuff. That'll be cool. You can see it in the background, actually, here in a minute. Also, actually, let me show you now. So, hey, guys, we worked on this all day today, and the mandolin is right there. The mandolin, 1897. I actually have my monitor sitting on a bunch of silverware from 1840 something, gold and silverware. It's pretty nuts. Twitter is canceled. There's a trending and hashtag right now is Twitter is over party, because Twitter did some really bad stuff and allowed for some really bad pictures that were against the law to be hosted on their platform. It was reported 3 times. The victim wrote a statement and reported it themselves. The parents wrote a statement and reported it. Twitter still would not take it down until now. They're being sued. All of this coming as Parler has been taken down and just put down, defamed, and smashed. Basically, Parler, if you didn't know, was the social media platform where conservatives would be banned from Twitter and other social media sites. People would respond and say, just create your own. It's a capitalist society. Create your own. Up until, just like every single other social media rival to Twitter and Facebook and other places like that, they were taken off the app stores. They were hitting their banking, and it was all stripped away from them until now you're looking at it and saying, oh, really? People can just create their own? They can't due to the monopolistic nature of social media. All of that kind of surrounds the issue with Twitter being banned, and God knows how people are going to feel about it, and I don't care. Also, I have videos I want to watch, and we're going to try to watch them together for a little bit while I try to test out my new studio and test out my new desk, test out my new setup. Hopefully we can maintain a connection to YouTube and keep the live stream up. And we're not going to probably end up streaming that long, but every time I say that, I end up being live for hours. But if I go offline, I'm going to stay offline, just so you know. Anything else before we get started? I don't think so. I'm going to try to launch some of my streaming apps. I haven't even done that or shared this stream yet. I need to get all that done because I'm a ding-dong and I want to talk to my live chat and say hi to you guys, because we haven't been live that much lately, and I've missed all. So that'll be... Shut up, Busy. Hey, what's up, dude? How you been? I'm so used to... Yeah. Well, I'm just used to telling you to shut up every time you talk to me, and it was just a live reaction. So we haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see. I knew you'd be back the minute we live stream. Every time we live stream, you come back. Have you fought any ladies of the night lately? Oh, good. We want to hear about it. Tell us later. I'm busy. Anyway, do you mind pausing it for a dramatic uptick into a intro? Do you care if we do that? Nice. Because right now, it is 1:21 of 2021, 10:41 p.m. on the East Coast of the glorious United States of America. This is your host. I'm your host, UNIRock. I got my ding-dong assistant Busy over there at the soundboard. How's the soundboard look? Like riding a bike, huh? Well, you were really bad. No, you were really bad at riding that bike before. mic just went out. I just had to deal with my mic going out. I don't know how long I'm going to be live because my microphone and shit won't stay connected. Either way, I want to say hi to my live chat and just see what you guys are doing because it's been so long since I've been live. I just bought this CBD vape. It's already out. This is why I don't buy these. The batteries are junk. These are disposable. I've gotten to hit that thing like 5 times. I don't know. Hold on. You can't do this to me. Oh, sorry. I'm yelling at my fucking kids. And what time is it? Oh, okay. It's getting late. I should have checked to see what was going on here before I went live. I forget sometimes. Anyway, first topic of the night. Twitter refused to move. Oh, God. Hold up. Wait. There we go. Oh, Twitter refused to move. Censored because it didn't violate. Wait, what now? It didn't violate policy. Do you know what that says under there, right? Yeah, really bad stuff. Okay. How did it not Okay, wait. Twitter refused to take down widely shared bad images and videos of bad stuff because its investigation didn't find a violation of the company policies in a scathing lawsuit alleges. The federal suit filed Wednesday by the victim and his mother in the Northern District of California alleged Twitter made money off the clips. Okay, I don't even want to read this. I don't even like covering that garbage. So no, we're not reading that. I want my live chat. I just want to talk to you guys for a minute, and then we're going to watch this stupid video. Now, my local tobacco shop says they don't recommend disposable CBD vapes and recommend buying a vape pen and vape juice because it works better. Yes, I recommend that also. I ran out of my CBD vape for my vapor, and I had to find a temporary solution and bought that at the gas station, and it lasted for approximately 3 minutes before it stopped working. So I was just completely ripped off. But it was supposed to be a temporary solution. Half the time when you buy those, they'll last for 2-3 days, or they'll last for 10 minutes. That one lasted for 10 minutes. It was $20. Well, it was like 18. So that just tells you how stupid I am for buying that. Anyway, I was going to basically want you to know that this is happening with Twitter. I don't want to go over the whole thing, but this whole thing's going on at Twitter. Hashtag Twitter is over party if you want to search it. There's a bunch of memes. There we go. There's a bunch of memes and a bunch of people just basically talking about the hypocrisy when it comes to Parler. You know, social media is a place where people go to post. Parler is a place where people go to post, and Twitter is. There just can't exist any type of free speech option because when you don't know. Look, people could be going to Parler and posting whatever they want and then using those posts to make Parler look bad. Just create a sock account, go to Parler and say the most fucked up shit ever and then grab those examples. Then again, I bet there is a lot of fucked up shit that's said over there just because they tout it as a free speech alternative. Either way, though, the world has lost all of its ability to think. It's lost its ability to be able to process. Right now, and due to this whole last 4 or 5 years of garbage that's happened with all these people hating the president, with a bunch of people loving the president, nobody thinks anymore. They just allow themselves to be led. They're just sheep. They're just freaking sheep at the farm, buying along to their favorite news source, CNN, Fox News. And honestly, my whole take has always been here on the internet just to shit on both sides because both sides are facilitating this. Both sides allow this garbage. They don't lead us as people. They don't try to get up there and help us. They don't think about us when they make decisions. They don't give two shits about us. They give a fuck if they make their paycheck, and they care if, we vote them in. That's all they care about. They'll get up there and say anything they have to say in order to get elected. Then they don't care. They'll just sit there and do whatever the hell they want. And, our country, you're not supposed to, as someone that was in the military, as a veteran, as somebody who was deployed, you don't get to sit there and say, I know what's best. I am the person who gets the whole, I get things better than everybody else. I'm an expert. You go to Twitter, you're going to find a million people that are like, oh my God, I know everything and I am right all the time. Yeah. And if you say anything against me, I'm going to say something snarky and block you because I'm so cool. And people on Twitter act like, and I say this all the time, people out on social media act like that the things they type, people read those things and just say, oh, that's true. Or, oh, you're not just talking yourself up to have an image and to make yourself look good. Oh, you're not just trying to make yourself look smart. Oh, you're just not trying to sound like you're the fucking most high, righteous, fucking moral authority on the goddamn planet. No. Yes, what you're saying is absolutely true and means everything. It just is the best thing ever. You get me? So, really, our entire fucking world is just destroyed right now. Businesses are fucking decimated, and we got presidents sitting in it. We got this new president who comes in, and he sits down, I'm better than Trump. I have to fix all the problems Trump made. The first thing, you know what they're saying? We need to open up trade. We need to reverse all of the stuff that's happened where basically we try to keep the money inside the United States, where we tax companies and we tax people for operating, for sending the money, the money in the U.S. out of the U.S., They want to reverse that. That's one of the first things on the fucking agenda. So what they do is they put that shit up there and they pepper in a bunch of SJW bullshit around it. They pepper in a bunch of shit to make them look good around the fact that they want, you know, yay, one bad thing that happened is that now the United States money, more of the United States money stays within the United States now. What a horrible policy. We need to fucking like undo all the shit that's happened, and we need to make sure that we send every dime that we make out of this. Hey, I know everybody's been messed up because of this huge global issue, so why don't we just give them $600? Yeah, stimulus package. Give them $600. We'll give other countries $100 million in relief while we give our own country $600. Yeah, great. Just awesome. Why didn't they just keep it? Who gives a fuck? Really? Seriously. It's all the fucking game, man. And you get these people out on social media and they're sitting there like, you know, I'm going to talk politics now. You know? I'm going to be I'm a content creator and now I'm going to talk politics all of a sudden and going to be the most fullest person ever. You need to be banned. You need to be banned. You need to be banned. You're going to prison. You're going to prison. And everybody that posts like that, they think everybody's looking at it. They think everybody's looking at that shit and saying to themselves, you're so cool. That's so cool. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's looking at that shit like, wow, you look like a fucking psycho. Everybody wants everybody else to be banned. You know, Nision got his demonetized. He got his channel demonetized. You know, Nision's entire channel's demonetized. You hear about this? And a lot of people on YouTube, man, they're just clapping. YouTube, Onision's entire channel got fucking demonetized because of a documentary, and we hate. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to stay live too long. Got this fucking issue. Every time I unhook my PC and hook it back up, this whole audio issue happens. I have to, like, basically change everything back to 18 or 2800 hertz, 2 channels, 16 bits, and, like, it just all goes out of whack. Anyway, though, Onision gets his demonetization, his monetization pulled. You know, I thought it was about the fact that Onision was using his online presence and his channel to be able to mess with people that were underage, you know. Just a thought in my mind here. Couldn't he still do that now? If he can still post places, right? I mean, wouldn't the thing be like, well, you know, we're gonna pull his monetization and we're gonna let him keep his channels? Wouldn't he still be able to do this thing? Like, why would he give a fuck, right? Yeah, he cares that he lost his money, but if he wants to get desperate and he wants to, I don't know, abuse a lot more people, he's just going to do it now. So I don't even see how demonetizing him is a solution to the problem. He's going to not have as much of an incentive to upload videos. Actually, the only incentive he would have to upload videos now are to fulfill his sick desires, right? Now that, like, the money's not there. And why the hell would you even demonetize him? Because he did all this fucked up shit, man. Yeah, but the problem is, back when he posted that shit to YouTube, you were allowed to post that kind of shit. In fact, I think you're still allowed to post that kind of shit to YouTube. It's just if people get mad and outrage over something that you do now, they might demonetize you. Right? It's not a solution. And we got to talk about this Chris Hansen thing because, yeah, the documentary seems like it's fucking horrible. The first part of the documentary was not bad. It was not that bad. They were just setting us up for the story. So essentially, they tell us the Shiloh thing, and then they go into the second. Now, I haven't seen the second or the third part of the documentary, but from what I've read, like, a breakdown of it. Yeah, if that breakdown is accurate, then it's bad. It sucks. It's just horrible. But here's the issue. You want to sit here and act like Chris Hansen's such a fucked up person. I still can't find anybody who can put up what the fuck he did wrong. They have all these minor fucking criticisms of Hansen, and I'm not defending Hansen. But my thing is, Hansen did not promise to solve everyone's problems. He never said that he wouldn't make money doing this. Everybody else has been making money doing this. Everybody else has been fucking covering this. And then here's the thing that I don't understand, and I'm going to try to understand it. I'm going to try to understand it. I'm telling you before I even go into this, I'm going to try. But I do have some points to make, so let me try to give this to you. Like, I'm starting to lose all faith in the commentary community. So, are you telling me that the commentary community looked at the Onision / Chris Hansen situation and all of them had the same fucking opinion in the snap of a finger? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Like, the same fucking opinion in the snap of a finger, the entire commentary community. Is that what you're saying? So, let me get this straight. We've got all these different commentators. They all watched the documentary, and the problems that they have with it and Chris Hansen are as follows. That Chris Hansen included people's stories in the documentary that people think he shouldn't have included. Well, here's my problem. Those people went and told their stories publicly. And they were fine with the YouTubers and other people and bloggers all telling their story. So it's either I don't want anybody to tell the story. I don't want anybody, or everybody can. You don't get to just say, you can, you can't. You can, you can't. And I get it. If they don't want to be in that documentary for some reason, they can't just say to everybody, you can't even talk about what happened. You could just say, don't use my name or image. Blur me. So why are people angry if they were blurred and they were... I'm not saying yet that this is my complete opinion. I'm trying to understand what everybody's grievance is. So here's my problem. They still... They still have to tell the story, right? So if the story involves talking about what happened with this person in Onision and they blur their face and they keep their name out of it, I don't understand how that is a criticism. It's just not a well thought out criticism. And if it is a criticism, you need to be getting on all these YouTubers. No, those YouTubers are fine. They all said they are fine with YouTubers doing it, but just not that documentary. Really? So we don't believe in fair use anymore? We don't believe in any of those things that we've stood up and talked about for years on the platform, using as the thing to be able to say, go offline and fix this issue, most likely. I'll try to fix it while I'm... Okay, so what could it be? I already tried the default audio after setting it all to the proper megahertz. So let me see if that I can figure something else out real fast. Sound control panel. Hey, well that's something. My microphone's turned down really low. Check. Hey, that's much better, at least with the level, but it's going to keep disconnecting. Hold on, let me see if I can fix this. We'll go up to an 83. Oh, fuck me, dude. Did I close it? No, good. All right. 4800 hertz, 2-channel 16-bit, and... Well, let's try that, and let's see here. Let me try this. 4800 hertz, okay. Now let me just check my mixer and see if it's set to 4800 hertz. Cross your fingers, y'all. Because I'm going to be going offline here in a minute if I can't get this worked out. 48, and output, preferred main output 48. Okay. And what about here? 48, all right. Yeah. All right, and then one last thing, and see if this is all set right. 4800, 16-bit, fast. All right. Okay. All right. I'll stay live for a little bit, but if I can't get my audio fixed up, it'll probably be tomorrow before I can. Oh, is Streamlabs working? I didn't even turn it on. So good. I think a lot of the commentators made their opinion based on the first episode because that's all the network showed them. Hey, I know. I got it fixed. It's going to just do that all night. As long as I'm live tonight, my audio is going to go in and out. So I either just got to deal with it and then fix it tomorrow or whatever, go offline. So. But yeah, let me try to explain. Oh, see that mandolin right there? That thing is like 100 and some years old. It's nuts. I got to string it. I got to get it strung. I'm going to play it for you guys after I get it strung. Okay. Here's my thing. Look. And I do kind of understand some people. Whoa, Leroy coming in with the good stuff. With the good stuff. Thanks, bro. Thanks, broski-oski. Yeah, so here's my deal with this whole Onision documentary. I guess Chris Hansen started to call out Edwin's generation at the end of it, and the problem is, it's fucking like, what did people expect from Chris Hansen? What did they expect? He wasn't doing some fucking Uber investigation, though. He was just interviewing the fucking people that were willing to come on his show. That's what he was doing. He was interviewing them. How is it not like a huge victory for Onision to sit here and attack Chris Hansen? It just makes YouTubers look bad. It really does. This whole situation with Chris Hansen, like the YouTubers still don't understand why people are looking at YouTubers like they're childish and petty and all this. Look, you want to criticize Chris Hansen, criticize him. But don't sit and fucking act like the man was supposed to get Onision arrested or something. He wasn't. I'm looking into it still. And I don't think the documentary was good. I don't. I think that the first one was at least well put together in the sense of editing and in the sense of scripting. But people will say, but the first one didn't do a good job when it came to telling the story and all this other stuff. Well, that's not what the first part's for. The first part's for the introduction. You know, what I'm looking at it as, I'm looking at it like, how is this going to appeal to people on television? And I'm saying to myself, yeah, it's pretty good to appeal to people on television, to get them to maybe look into this whole thing. That's pretty good, you know? Now, the second and third parts, I hear, are just completely trash, and I bet you $100 they are. I bet you $100 they are. But Chris Hansen did what I thought he set out to do. He got the FBI looking into it. They did look into it. I heard that from other YouTubers back when this all was going on. So, based on those other YouTubers, they said the FBI was looking into this because of Hansen. Then you have him interviewing and getting this wider attention on the subject, which he did do. And then he took it to a television station and got them to cover it. And Chris Hansen says he didn't sell the story. All right, and I really do think a lot of people are mad at him just for making money off the story. You have to be mad at everybody who makes money off the story then, not just him. I don't understand the selective. I kind of do understand it. I'm starting to notice that, like, there are reasons that certain people are mad at Hansen. Pretty obvious. And again, I truly think that a lot of that bled in to the way they judged him covering the issue, is what I think right now. But I'm digging deeper, and I'll figure it out. Torn Edge says, I was going to mention Mutahar did make a good point. If they wanted to get eyes on Onision's story and took it off YouTube, why'd they put it behind a paywall on Discovery Plus then? Well, they didn't completely. You know, they essentially put, I guess, like what? It came out, and then like a week and a half later, they played the first one. If they plan on putting the second and third parts up on television soon, then I guess, you know, that criticism kind of doesn't apply. But if they don't do it, then it does. Obviously, look, I don't know what the hell is going on where people think that they're not going to try to use this to make money and not going to use it to push their streaming service. Of course they are. My point is, I hear people say they are bad. Here's what I want. I want to go find YouTubers and other people who talk about their opinion, how they are angry about this, who say, Discovery Plus covered Onision. Here is my problem. And the thing is, the reason I want to find that is because the people out there so far who I've watched, they're saying things like, Chris Hansen didn't do this. Chris Hansen didn't do that. But everything they say he didn't do, I haven't seen him ever claim that's what he was going to do with his interviews, right? I guess people are just pissed that Hansen's going to make bank figuring this out and selling it. Again, they're judging Hansen. They think that because Hansen started making a series on YouTube that he's got to follow YouTube rules. You wouldn't follow YouTube rules if you were Chris Hansen or if you were anybody. If you had a career out there, right? And your job was to cover these news stories, and you were this news guy, and then you decided to cover this Onision thing and try to get a TV station to pick it up and all this. You would most likely do the exact same thing that Hansen did. He went with, you know, he worked just like every other television personality works. So really, it just seems like maybe the YouTubers out there are a little naive to that whole aspect of it. I just don't know. But maybe, again, there's just criticisms against Chris Hansen that I don't have yet, and I'm looking into that. A lot of the people, like, I know there was a John Swan thing on it, and that happened, like, back when this all popped off. But the amount of the John Swan thing that I've seen, and I haven't seen the end of it, but the amount of it that I've seen basically has him just sitting there complaining about Chris Hansen's past. And they're saying, like, he got in trouble with this, and then he got in trouble with this. And I'm thinking to myself, why do I give two fucks whether he got in trouble with that or this? I thought this was about this whole, the way he handled this, the Onision thing. And really, people started getting mad at Hansen after Hansen started to get a huge amount of fucking views off of this thing and started to have, like, a giant amount of people watch and donate money while he was streaming. And then I started seeing everybody get angry about it. So, to me, it just seems like, again, I need to hear, here's the problem with it. Chris Hansen, you know, I don't know. I can't think of any. I just, my mind's not there yet. I gotta figure, I gotta watch some more of these videos, I guess. Nikki says, the main thing Hansen messed up on is the only piece of evidence that could lead to conviction. Yeah, but I don't see that being his problem. You talking about the laptop? I mean, if that is Hansen's fault, I'll be the first to make a video, like always, and call out Chris Hansen. In fact, I planned on doing that until I realized it was hard to find the information that I needed to call out Chris Hansen on this. But the laptop situation, I think that just goes back to the ignorance of working with the FBI on this type of stuff. I don't think Hansen ever had to directly give things to the FBI. I think he always had a liaison or something. And he did basically facilitate it. What happened was the laptop got shipped to them. I guess Nicotra ended up doing a bunch of dumb shit with the laptop, and when they finally got through to the FBI to turn the laptop in, the FBI said, no, you got to send it back. We have to be given the laptop from the victim. And I can't ever see anybody being able to predict that, because it just sounds ridiculous. If anybody else finds evidence that needs to be given to the FBI, they just call the FBI. The FBI doesn't say, okay, now go find me the victim, go find me the person that belonged to, and then have them call me. So I don't know what I want to kind of look into that a little bit deeper. If something doesn't sound right there, because the FBI should have just been wanting to grab that shit up and get that stuff processed, you know? Chain of evidence, I suppose, but once it's been mailed to Nicotra, who cares? The FBI should just take it. I know the FBI is going to say, no, we want it from them directly, because then maybe like that way Onision can't say that somebody hacked the laptop and tried to frame him and shit like that. But the problem is it's already happened. It's already been done. Now, when I judged Hansen on that, how I did it was I said to myself, is this something he should have known beforehand? And I would say no. Anybody assumes that you can just give evidence to the FBI. And if it was the other way around, I'd be fine to kind of go off on Hansen myself. If it seemed like it was something Hansen should have known beforehand and he didn't, then I'm like, okay. But if I was the one handing it off, I would have just assumed that anybody could give it. And that's the only reason why I don't, I guess, look at that as a big mess up on Hansen's part. You know? Another thing is the people who were calling out Hansen in the beginning, there's always this same chunk of commentators who end up having a problem, and then they end up doing things about it, and then it kind of just leaks out from there. I don't like that. To me, it's like, why aren't each person getting up there and just thinking it through? Like, I just don't get it. Something's weird about it. Oh, I agree. It was his problem. He told Sarah to send a laptop to his shady partner who left it sat there for months. It told Sarah he had contacts with you. Well, he probably did have contact. I mean, we know that he was talking to the FBI, and that's probably what he thought he had to do with the laptop. And yeah, what's that dude's name? Nicotra? Nicotra, I agree with everybody. Nicotra was detrimental to many things having to do with this whole documentary. I'm sorry, with the whole investigation as altogether. I don't think Chris necessarily... I guess he could be held a little bit accountable for that, but I don't see holding... I hold Chris accountable for waiting to fire him. I don't hold Chris accountable for the dumb shit that Nicotra did. You know? So, I'm with you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go look into it a little more. I'm going to find what Hansen has to say about the laptop issue, and I'm going to find out what a few of the other people have to say. But I still don't see... Let's just pretend Hansen himself is responsible for the laptop issue. Let's say Hansen did something wrong, ended up fucking that whole thing up. That still, to me, isn't something that says his entire interview series and the attention that he brought to the subject is just undone. And I'm not defending him. If I find a thing about this whole mess that makes Hansen look really bad or makes it look like he fucked up or something, I'll make a video and smash him. I know, I just got to get the work done on it. I got to just, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out, I'm going to write a list up of all the problems that people have with Hansen over this whole thing. I'm going to go through it, see what Hanson's side is, go through it, see what everyone else's side is on it, and think through it myself. Like, say to myself, how would any person handle that differently? Or what is the established thing that someone should do with that piece of it? And then after I get that finished, then I'll have a better understanding of the whole mess to be able to make up my mind. But, you know, Nicotra, I don't know how Chris Hansen even... I thought it was just insane that he hired Nicotra in the way he did. Like, I just thought that was just insane. You know, who got him hooked up with Vincent Nicotra? Who got that guy put in that place? And you know Nicotra's going into work. He's sitting there looking at Hansen saying, Chris, I'm not doing the shit that they're telling you. So, you know, Chris would have... And also, Chris could have got a lot of shit for firing him without having evidence. So, Chris had to fucking, you know, catalog it all and look into it. And I would have been just as much caught off guard. Like, are you telling me this dude who's making money producing my show is willing to throw that all out the window so that he can sit and fight with people on the internet? You've got to be crazy. That's what I would assume also. Any human being you'd think would be, like, trying to hold on to that job, because Hansen was bringing in a pretty penny on all those live streams. So it seems almost insane for Nicotra just to say, yeah, I'm making all this money. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw it out the window. Nicotra is just crazy for that. I mean, he could have been set with a damn good career, basically running OBS studio, running a broadcasting software for Hansen, and just raking in a paycheck. And then he gets to sit and watch the video from behind the scenes. He's fucking dumb. I mean, my God, dude, just so you can fight with some people on the internet. Like, dude, why do you even care what they all have to say? Just do your job, make your money, and watch the show and be happy. Like, it's just nuts. Just crazy. Well, I mean, you did see the stuff that Nicotra did, though, right? Nicotra was doing some really messed up stuff. I remember finding out about it when it all happened. Like, the day it happened. Like, when it all came out, all these, like, screenshots were coming out showing Vincent Nicotra, like, you know, logging into Hansen's account. I forget what he did. It was something like that. But doing this stuff and then typing all this insane racist stuff and all this. I remember reading that and being like, dude, are you kidding me? This guy just screwed up this like opportunity he had just to act like a 16-year-old on social media. It was crazy. But yeah, Nicotra was he'll never be accepted on the internet again. Like, I don't know. I mean, how in the world did he rationalize having that much attention, producing that show, and running around tweeting out the stuff he tweeted? It's just nuts. Just nuts. It was nuts back then when it all came out. Seems like it wasn't that long ago, but it was really a good bit. Oh, you're right, Merc. Yeah. Yeah. What was it? He'd have the sweet tea sitting out. He'd have cookies sitting out. And then those dudes would all sit there eating the cookies like... Hansen would... Do you remember? Hansen would say, how's the cookie? And then the creeper would be like, oh, it's so good. These are homemade. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can still watch that shit on YouTube, I think. Nicotra has doxed and harassed people in the background, too. Yeah, he did. He did, yeah. I mean, some of the stuff he was saying was just so sick. He was obviously playing for outrage. He took 10 grand to call a running candidate an anti-Semite, and she was Jewish. Nicotra did? Holy shit, man. Like, it's just so crazy. Just so crazy. So the other thing I was going to look at tonight, and I don't think I'm going to spend that much time because, like I said, my audio engine keeps cutting in and out. It's my, I might have to reinstall it tomorrow. Usually once I reinstall it or, you know, reinstall some of my drivers, it works. I did that before the stream, but obviously I'm still having some kind of conflict with the port that I've got some stuff plugged into or something, so... Yeah. Hey, Michael, thanks. Appreciate it. Oh, Hanson did. He did an ad. Oh, I'll have to look into that. Okay, that's good, Nikki. That's good stuff there. That's good criticizable stuff for him. So that's what I need. I need the stuff to actually criticize Hanson on. Because, like, I hate to say it, and I know it's not a thing that people like to hear, but Hanson did interview the victims, get a lot of attention on the subject, and without Hanson stepping in, Onision would never have had any penalty to what he did. Now, my problem is he has the wrong penalty. YouTube should not be able to come in and say, you have not been charged with a crime. You didn't do anything against our terms of service when you uploaded the videos, because he didn't. I'm sorry to say it. There was more extreme shit than anything that Onision was doing when he uploaded those videos back then. Now, that is, unless there are things that he did on video that I don't know about. That might be true, and if that's true, I'll update what I'm saying. But one thing that's bad, it is a bad thing for YouTube to be able to come in and say, listen, the Discovery did a documentary on Onision. We need to pull his demonetization. We need to demonetize him. That's not good. You do not want to facilitate, you don't want to add an ability for people to be able to come in on a situation and say, like, you know, before you've even been charged with a crime, before you've even been convicted, we're going to come in and deem you guilty of whatever, this or this or this, and we're going to do this. Now, if they would have deleted his channels, as much as you're going to say, this sounds crazy, UNIRock, no, hear me out. If they would have actually deleted his channels, I'd probably feel better about it than just pulling his money. Because when you pull his money, he can still upload. He can still target. So YouTube is saying, yo, Onision, we believe you were targeting these young underage girls even though you haven't been charged. And Onision's like, no, I haven't. And they're like, well, we believe it, so we're going to take your money and still allow you to upload. My point is, so he can still do that? If you really believe that if you believe he did things wrong that could have targeted underage people, and I believe it. Like I've told you guys, my take on Onision is that he did this. There's too much evidence out there, and he does need some type of, criminal investigation of some sort to look into this, because I believe he did groom that one girl. I think her moving in with him was inappropriate. I've already told you how I feel in my videos, so I'm not going to go deep into it, but I am on the side of Onision has a lot of evidence out there to say he did a lot of this wrong. So my thing is, don't demonetize him. If you really believe that he did this like I do, delete his channels, and there you go. Because the only thing people can say is the FBI must not have been able to press charges due to jurisdictional issues, due to witnesses not coming forward, due to time. What's it called? Where, like, too much time goes by. Type it in the chat. So one of those things must have prevented the FBI from looking at. Now, here's another thing that I know for a fact. I know for a fact that Kai was, because you can see the DMs and the tweets, that she was sending pictures and accepting pictures from people under the age. She definitely deserves to have the FBI, and there should be enough evidence for Kai at least to be able to be charged. And why then, if Kai can be charged, can't Onision at least be looked into, would be the question. Though, if YouTube is saying he did whatever he did wrong, we need to stop him, why are you pulling his monetization and not deleting him? And I never come up here, and only in the rarest circumstance do I stand up here and say someone should be deleted, because it's censorship and it's a slippery slope and it's bad. But if Onision has enough evidence to take his monetization, how in the hell does he not have enough evidence to delete his channels so that he doesn't do this to anyone else? You know? And I don't like, some people are going to say that Onision, have you went to his webpage? He has these web pages he tries to get you to, onision.com/Shiloh. Have you gone there? Because he's got clips of Shiloh saying, I'm going to ruin your whole career. And I don't like how his career is ruined, but his ability to reach young or underage people is not ruined. Because even inside the email that YouTube sent him, it says at the bottom, you still are going to have the same ability to appear in the search results and have your videos not be affected with the YouTube algorithm. So essentially, you just took his cash away and said, now you can make as many videos towards minors as you want. You're just not going to make money off of them. It's like, are you kidding me? I will, BGF. I'll tell him. Thank you, Merc. Statute of Limitations. Thank you. I just wanted to rant about it for a minute. Like, I'm sorry. Like, so are you telling me it's a good thing that Onision had YouTube do something? Because Hanson's responsible for that. So what I want to know, I don't give a shit about his past. And I want to know where, and I'll find out. I'm taking the time to look into this. I want to know where Chris Hansen messed up in his interview series. Not some, he was going to get Onision put into prison. That's not what Hansen was doing. And we shouldn't sit here and say that we want somebody thrown in prison. We should say we want him to have justice. So that, because I'm sorry to say it, for all we know, I don't believe this. I believe Onision did these things based off of what I've seen. That's my opinion. Though, for all we know, it could be that lightning bolt type moment where Kai was doing everything and Onision was just like, what are you guys yelling at me for? I don't believe that. I don't think that. I'm just saying it's within the realm of possibility. Within the realm of possibility, right? Thank you, absolute fuckery. I don't get to say that often, so thank you. I don't get to say your profile name that often, so thank you. But you get what I'm saying. So no, I am not pro Onision. I think Onision, he was a man. He was in charge of a household, 50% with his wife, husband, whatever she was at that time, and allowed a 16-year-old, wasn't it? A 16-year-old to come live with them that was not related to them in any way from either side, complete stranger. And ended up having sex with this person right after they turned 18. To me, that's the definition of grooming. And so, yes, I think Onision should have said, no, I don't even want people to think that anything. And it's just, well, she really needs a place to stay. I'm sure the state she's in has a lot of reason. In fact, I've got a lot of money. I'm gonna pay some money to get her in a hotel this month. And that way, while she's in the hotel, she can go into all these appointments and see social workers and get help. There's a billion other choices than to fly this person to your home and to have that person live with you. So that's just where I stand. I just want you to know that in the end, I think it's wrong to take monetization from people who aren't proven to something. And because you know that Onision was doing performance art. You remember when he was dumping kombucha on his head and flipping out? He was just doing performance art. I think he's lost it. I truly do. I think there was you remember my opinion back when he was dumping kombucha on his head. I always said this to you. I said that he is doing a performance art, but a large amount of real emotion and real mental issue is coming through in his performance art. That was my take back when all that was happening. And I do think that Onision has had issues his entire life. Did you see this is another thing, like when I watched the first part of that documentary, I had no clue that he accused his father of what he accused his father of, especially in front of his entire audience for the first time ever in his entire life. And the father and the mother and everyone in the family and everybody at home sitting there looking at that YouTube video saying, did this happen? And the father's like, no, it didn't happen. Why would he say this? You aren't a person, regardless of these types of teenage issues you've had with your family. You're not someone like Onision's not somebody who has, the first thing he should have did was went to the police. Then if he wanted to talk about it publicly, he could. I'm not saying he can't talk about it publicly. I'm saying, though, when you make that type of charge against how Onision, that's what I saw from the documentary, and he made that charge against his father like that, and they were all shocked. And they're all like, yeah, he never said anything to anybody his entire life. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that people can't do what Onision did. Of course people can, and they should talk about it. Though, I'm saying when you're someone like Onision and you have a history of logged lies on the internet like he does, you end up starting to come to this conclusion that he is facing some type of mental issue that I don't understand, obviously, and that is dangerous to the people he knows. And I can just list a couple different things, like the first thing I said, flying the 16-year-old to live with him, his child, and his wife or husband. Then making that accusation, not that he shouldn't talk about it, but the way he let it come out. And I could name 100 more things that were tells that something's up with Onision. And the chaos, the effect that it has on people, all of those things are valid for YouTube to stand up and say something needs to be done. Maybe it's legal. Maybe they think if they delete him off the platform, he can sue them. But if they take his monetization, then he can't. I don't know. Either way, I don't like what happened. I think it's a bad precedent to set, taking someone's money. Like, look at all the evidence that's on the damn network alone. How he treated Shiloh, how he treated other people. I do understand YouTube saying, I'm going to take your monetization for that. People will stand up to YouTube and say, what about the allegations against him that are more serious? And YouTube's going to say to you, those aren't proven in a court of law. He's innocent to those allegations right now until he gets charged and tried. So then YouTube says, so we didn't delete him because he hasn't been convicted. But because of the way he treated Shiloh and made money off of Shiloh's misery and Shiloh's mental trauma, we're going to take his demonetization away. That makes some sense, right? So maybe that could be the explanation that we just don't have right now. Shouldn't YouTube state it? You'd think they'd say it because you know how it looks for YouTube. If that is the case, that could be it. But do you know YouTube looks like that because of a documentary on ID Network and a lot of eyes on the situation, YouTube is now saying, oh God, we don't want to look bad. We don't want people thinking that we paid this man to do this. Let's take his money away. And that looks bad for YouTube. YouTube should care a little bit more about, making these decisions when they did. Because they've had YouTuber after YouTuber after YouTuber just screaming into the wind, Onision is doing these things. How are you going to allow him to keep doing this to women and other people? So then they let Onision sit there for years after all this happens. They let him start to get comfortable playing video games. That's what he was doing. He was making more stupid videos. They let him get comfortable doing this, and he's like, yo, everything's cool now, right? And then all of a sudden they yank the monetization rug out from under him and say 10 years ago or 8 years ago, you were mean to Shiloh. And it's on the platform, so we're taking it away. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Star Wars Christmas special with the Clockwork Orange eyelid holders, lol. Oh, yeah. Force you to watch that shit. Sit down and watch it. I'm going to Clockwork Orange your ass. Never watched The Last Jedi. I don't know if that's a good or bad. That's good. Just now, look, if you want to watch Star Wars, you got to watch the original Star Wars, because if you do, you're going to like it. You're going to like it. It's a great story. In the baseline, the original Star Wars are very good films. Great story. Sure, the prequels are a little bit meh, and then you go further past the prequels. That new shit doesn't even count. It's not Star Wars. The new shit that Disney did isn't Star Wars. It's Kathleen Kennedy's SJW Wars. Kathleen Kennedy's Uber Super SJW Wars. So guys, guess what? Hold up. Hey, tell me if this isn't the most creepy. This has to be the most creepy, strange, weird tweet you've ever seen. Like, hold on. Let me see if I can hide who did this. Oh, I know how. Hold on. Let me put your chat in front of it. Hold up. I'm going to hide this shit. Okay. Okay, so if I were to tweet this, if I were to tweet just one word and it was this, would you think I'm crazy if I just tweeted this out? Because, oh, wrong one. Wrong person. Because guess who tweeted that out? Yep. What does this mean? What am I missing? What is going on? Am I crazy or is she crazy? And what is this? What does this mean? What do these tweets mean? Don't you want people to understand your tweetology? I don't understand this. I don't understand that. Can somebody translate? Yeah, Bunny. Can somebody translate for me, Bunny? Can I get a translation? Does this mean I'm crazy? Come help. How about this one? Stop it. How about this one? Does this mean Emily Baker? I hate Emily Baker. That's what that means. Is that like a is that gibberish for I hate Emily Baker? Is there a book hidden at the base of a nice long dungeon where I have to go fight a bunch of dragons and a bunch of goblins, and the thing that I will win from defeating the evil creatures inside this dungeon is a book that contains the translations for this strange language and this strange language. This is it. This is an even stranger language. I just need to pay somebody to translate this for me so I can make a YouTube video about it. Any of you know a good translator? A good ancient Egyptian translator? I don't know. I don't know, fuckery. I don't know. I've been sitting here, I'm thinking it's a secret code, you know? So what I've been doing all night long, I've been taking out every decoder ring I have. And I've been sitting down like, okay, let's translate this. Okay, Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Nope. You know, oh, just a bunch of gibberish. Nope. I figure in a few days, if I get a couple good code breakers on these tweets, I'll know the secrets to her mind. I'll have the secrets to the Tati Westbrook lawsuit if I can assign some code breakers to these tweets. Can you please spell this out for me? So there's some news for you. Here's some news for you. Breaking news. Breaking news. Hold on. Hold on. So here, I got some breaking news. Breaking news tonight on UNINews, the only news show held together with duct tape and crowns. We have the biggest, greatest news story you've ever heard. Nylian. Nylian. That's right, Busy. The secrets to the universe have been revealed. It's one word. Nylian. All you got to do if you're ever surrounded by crazy people is say this word. Nylian. And all of a sudden, they will all calm down and walk away, cured from their crazy disorder. Carmen Sandiego, good guess. Is she telling us to watch Carmen Sandiego? An old 90s cartoon series. Could this be telling us to watch Carmen Sandiego? It is a hacker code. Yes, this is a hacker code. Okay, she wants us to watch Carmen Sandiego. She wants us to wear classy clothes while we watch Carmen Sandiego. We need to look for when Carmen says the word danger, and the secret will be revealed to the lost treasure of Atlantis. I think she's officially lost it. I think that's what we're seeing. None of us know. We've all been like, this, I mean, it's a good mystery, though. It keeps us on our toes. This keeps us on our toes. Because we've been like, we went into the Reddit for super secret codes, breaking Reddit, subreddit. They've been on this for like 2 hours. So we're hoping in the next day or two we'll have an answer to the mystery. Yeah. Yep. And let me find you some Saltzy. Let me get you some Saltzy. So Saltzy did his first tweet. Whoa. Oh, that's funny. Oh. Okay, so Saltzy finally tweeted for the first time in a while. And he says, we are looking at all of our options. So this is a good development. What he's saying is those people who were doing all the craziness, threatening, and I don't even want to pull this up. I don't even want to show it to you. It's all those threats, all that garbage. Somebody comes in and says, their name is Work a Little Harder, obviously a sock account. Michael Esquire, do you have any ability to investigate the IP address of this freak? Even if it's a troll pretending to be a supporter, this is unacceptable. We need to know who this is. They clearly intend to intimidate Tati or frame Katie. And he says, we are looking at all of our options. And then somebody says, sorry, but I had to. Because it's obviously KJ. It's obviously KJ. And her and her man are all like, hee, they'll never catch us. That's just your newest update. That's your newest. There's not much going on. Obviously not much going on. It's pretty funny, though. I do have to say. It's pretty funny. Nylene, it's a pleasant alien. A nice alien or a Nylene. Oh, it is. Thank you, Dr. Misha. Well, we know now that KJP is trying to tell us that there are nice aliens that exist by tweeting that. So at least we have an answer to the mystery. We can get our code breakers to stop. These code breakers have been working their fingers to the bone. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is Trisha Paytas. I have a theory, and my theory involves Tati Westbrook without a crystal ball, Michael Saltzy, Emily Baker, a bunch of YouTubers, Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, and Trisha Paytas. And my theory explains everything that's happened in this lawsuit. Let me give it to you. Let me give it to you now. Here's what's up. Now, you guys know that KJP got sued out of the blue by Tati Westbrook. And for anyone out there who won't admit that it is strange, it is very strange. A 10 million subscriber YouTuber to sue 100 and some thousand subscriber YouTuber is strange. This has been a new development on the platform. It's a lawsuit people think will set a precedent. So a lot of people in the beginning thought that what Tati was doing was suing Katie to take focus away from the current lawsuit. And that's exactly what KJP said the other day. So since KJP said it, we're not allowed to think it because we don't want to be crazy too. I gotta stop being funny. I had to stop with my comedy. Hey, hi guy, what's up, dude? But yeah, you get what I'm going for. You know where I'm at here. So hear me out because I got some really good theories on this whole thing. That's what KJP says. She says they're trying to distract from their other lawsuit by suing me. Now, I don't believe that completely because at first I thought that was very plausible. Why is it not plausible now? Because I have seen some of the clips and I know that she's prone to go in and dig into very, very personal places on people when she gets mad, she wants to record a story, when she needs some content, when she wants to find a viral video. And this is something that got her in a lot of trouble. So I don't believe that the only reason that they sued her was, like she said the other day on Twitter, to detract from the lawsuit the other lawsuit that they're going through. I believe that there is merit to why they sued her, or those initial clips would not, one, exist, or two, be deleted by her. I think she knows that those clips are as bad as people say they are. It's why they're deleted. It's why all the Sophie content and all the Tati content went bye-bye off of her platform. But now, you know, though, after a little bit of time, after these initial lawsuits were filed, we noticed that this lawyer popped up on social media, Saltzy. And you guys know, I respect him. I don't have an issue with Saltzy. And shit, that reminds me, I forgot to do something. Either way, I don't have an issue with Saltzy now, and I think he's doing his job. As you know, in my last upload on UNIRock 2, I showed you a theory that at least something very obvious about this situation now, where Saltzy basically showed that KJP does believe information because she thinks that Emily Baker and Saltzy are information with just a few tweets that obviously aren't. So it shows that in her, she's very sensitive to define defamation till she's doing it to someone else, and that thing twisting and morphing around KJP stuff in that. Now, since that happened, though, since this lawsuit started, you notice that Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star were blamed by Tati in a video. I believe it was called Giving My Side of the Story, or My True, something to that effect, where Tati Westbrook talks and does a YouTube video and talks about the situation for the first time since her Bye Sister video. And she basically says that Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star came to her and told her that the things that she revealed about James Charles were put into her head by Star and Dawson. And that video didn't go over well on YouTube at the time. Right after that happened, the next update is that Shane Dawson ends up having videos of him from early in his career on YouTube making extremely bad jokes and sexualized things towards underage people back when he was an adult, kind of gaining fame on the platform, and he was doing some really crazy weird shit. I remember he got canceled for a cat joke that he made a long time ago, and then in this last canceling, it was over some of the things he did towards younger people. And Shane did some response videos where he was flipping out on Tati. Remember that video? Maybe it was on a social media network, and he was walking around with his phone like, oh my God, I can't believe Tati said this. Then he gets canceled for these videos from his past, right? I asked myself, why did somebody go back into Shane's catalog, grab that stuff now or recently, and throw it out? Why didn't that come out sooner? People have known about those clips for a long time. And you're going to say, why didn't they say something sooner? People did say something. People criticized Shane for those things. People had talked about those things. Them coming out when they did, though, further compounded Shane Dawson's problems. It caused Shane, one of the biggest content creators, to get the most views every time he does a video, regardless of how good or bad the video is. Chuck E. Cheese conspiracy much? Those videos get lots of views. We're talking like big views, Mr. Beast type views. Mr. Beast is the new Shane with family content, though. Anyway, so moving ahead, now, if you don't know what's going on literally today, yesterday, last 3 days, Trisha Paytas comes out and says that Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star did the same thing to her that they did to Tati. And out on Twitter, people are starting to say Tati is telling the truth in her last video. She must be being honest about how Shane and Dawson implanted or put the information about James Charles into Tati's head. Now, Could this be preparation? I'm not saying they made it happen. I'm not saying they cooked it up. I'm saying, could this be preparation for Tati Westbrook's return to social media and YouTube? If Tati was to come back right now, right this very minute, it's highly possible. What is that thing? Oh, it's this. I was like, what is that back on my floor? It looked like it was on my floor, but it's part of my microphone. I think Tati Westbrook is going to make a return to social media pretty soon. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I'm going to predict it here. I've already said this on Periscope a month or two ago. But I think all of these things happening are basically more of the story coming out from the bi-sister era into the after bi-sister era into the now. And you're going to say, so are you saying that Trisha Paytas? I honestly shouldn't be live because my mic is just going to keep going out. She may come back after KJ gets like a gag order. Someone says. Fuckery says. Possible. Possible. It's likely that preparation through G were not in effect. Preparation H is bound to be leaving in suit. But you get what I'm saying. I think that the change in social media, the change in the minds of the people because of these events, those events I just named, it does set the stage for Tati Westbrook to make a comeback. Tati is known as the least problematic, non-drama, no attacking people YouTuber. It was so out of character for her to make the bi-sister video. Also, that bi-sister subject is extremely strange. I'm going to do a video on it where I catch you guys up to what happened back then, because it really does involve some weird stuff. It basically, Tati Westbrook was selling beauty vitamins through Halo Beauty. Remember, James Charles was her friend and helped her gain a lot of, James blew up. James came onto the scene. YouTube helped propel James Charles. James blew up. All of his friends got a huge boost from being around him. Tati Westbrook also grew from her interaction with James Charles. At some point, Tati Westbrook was selling Halo Beauty vitamins, and James Charles was approached by a company called Sugar Bear Hair. Sugar Bear Hair sold beauty vitamins also. James Charles ended up shouting out Sugar Bear Hair. And when he did that, Tati was very offended by it, and she talked about this on her channel in the bi-sister video. And then also, though, on top of the Sugar Bear Hair fiasco, she had brought the rumors that were given to her by her claim, Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star out. So you could see why, if Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson turn out to be the villains, it will propel Tati Westbrook up a little bit in the mind of social media. Then, if Katie, somebody else who was responsible for a lot of the rumors, a lot of the, the bad things that people thought about Tati and her husband, another person that injected a lot of that information into the public space, if Without a Crystal Ball is shown to be a fraud and delegitimized, then the information that she shared is fraudulently delegitimized in the mind of social media. If Shane and Jeffree Star, the people that Tati Westbrook blamed for bi-sister, end up being exposed as doing this to everybody, regardless if it's true or not, in the minds of social media, Tati Westbrook goes up another click. Get me? She goes up another rating in the mind of the masses. And once Tati Westbrook hits a comfortable place in the mind of the masses again, why wouldn't she make a comeback? Why wouldn't she upload a YouTube video and be the most wholesome, be the least problematic, be the most Tati Westbrook that she can be? I'm predicting it. Exactly. Exactly. She wouldn't even share CBD because she is Snow White. CBD is related to marijuana and it's bad for Tati's image. Yeah. Yeah. Tati was seen as being like the least problematic, most like, well-behaved, didn't attack anybody, never had any problems, never had any issues type YouTuber. You get me? So I'm just going to tell you now, social media, whether it's intentional, whether it's not intentional, whether it's just happening, no matter why this all happened, social media is at a point where Tati Westbrook would be almost throwing away a golden opportunity to make a comeback on the platform. With everything that's been going on, from the lawsuit with Katie to the lawsuit with the other guy to the James Charles, Shane Dawson looking really bad. Now remember, Charles, I'm sorry, I meant Jeffree Star and Shane looking really bad with James Charles doing what he's doing now, which he's just doing his normal thing. Their audience, this large audience, had Shane, Jeffree, James, Tati, all these people that they watched, and there's a deficiency in content right now. Whether Tati was universally accepted, whether she would have to wade through a nice chunk of time rebuilding her image, no matter what, in 1 month, in 30 days, within 30 days, maybe a month and a half, is going to be the peak opportunity for Tati Westbrook to make a comeback on social media. I'm predicting it. I'm calling it. Whether she takes that opportunity or not, I don't know. But I think that if she does have people around her and they do understand the landscape of social media like I do, because I've been here for a long time on YouTube, I'm going to tell you now, 28 days from now, they should be prepping a comeback for Tati. They should make it the best video, the best thing ever. They should couple it with live streams across social media, new product launches, come back with new makeup, new ideas, new everything, and blast the most banger-ass content they could put out. Social media is finally at a place where she could turn the tide of Bye Sister and turn the tide of all that garbage that happened in the past and come back to the platform. Instead of being the perfect person, the perfect image that she once had, she'll be a person who made a mistake, dealt with it, and came back with trying to correct her problems, hold those accountable who deserves it. She could craft this whole thing that I'm discussing right now. But the problem is that once this whole thing dies down with the amount of people who are following the KJP drama, once that lessens, her opportunity closes. Once Shane and Jeffree Star work more to getting past their current issues, that window closes. And at some point, the tide, the seas, the water of the seas of social media is going to start to close back together. And Tati's not going to have this golden opportunity amidst the distractions, amidst the insanity, amidst the crashing waves against people who once led her wrong, as she says, as some people think that is a scapegoat. People think they led her wrong, and part of this entire thing that I'm talking about right now, and it's almost like she came out of nowhere. It's almost like she has skyrocketed in her social media status and her place, but Trisha Paytas is now the catalyst. She's now the event. She's this thing that exists as she is the thing facilitating all of this right now, because she's come out with new and more information that if you look on social media, you just see tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet of people saying Tati was telling the truth. Tati Westbrook wasn't lying. You get what I'm saying? And she did it with this video and another one. This is one of them. This is new. Shane and Ryland are literal scum of the earth. Take a listen to this.
For instance, stuff he said about Garrett and Drew and like Andrew, like I don't know any of them, but guess what? Like as soon as they became a group, remember when they were all a group, I was tossed to the side when like Garrett, Rylan, Morgan, Drew and him were like and Andrew were all making like, you know, haunted videos. I was tossed aside, like whatever. I'm only around when like Shane falls. And like he's always feeding me stuff because he knows I have a loud mouth and he knows I get riled up. And sometimes he'll even say like, "Oh, I shouldn't say this. I don't want to like trigger you," or like I don't know, like I remember during my David stuff, he would like feed me stuff about David from like podcast clips of him being like a sociopath, and like I never used this stuff because I didn't really know where he was going, but it was just like trying to feed more into it, and I was just like, which is like, why would
I think Trisha's a little bit manic right here. She's a little manic. I was saying before my audio went out for the 150th time, I shouldn't be doing this stream right now. I should be fixing this. Her eyes are very dilated. She's very manic. She's talking very quickly. She keeps having this thing happen in her chest. She keeps having this, you can watch it happen. She keeps like, it's like almost like her stomach is kind of compounding. Things are locking up for her a little bit. Get me? Get me? Thanks, Busy. I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for that. I don't care. Thank you. Well, okay, you're right. I was doing a body language breakdown. It was appropriate, Busy. So basically, she's having a little bit of these tics. She's got dilated eyes. She's in a manic state. She's talking quickly. She can't hardly focus. She keeps having this like chest gulp going on where she kind of holds it back. She's kind of wiping her face a lot. Look for these tics. She's nervous. Why is she so nervous? Is she really scared of them? Because from a body language perspective, I do believe she's nervous and scared of something, but I also think she's hiding something here. I think it's completely obvious from anyone out there who's done any type of body language study ever, and I'm an expert at this shit if you've ever watched my content. I do UNIRock's body language all the time when I'm live streaming. I'm on point with it. She is nervous, manic, and also hiding something. She's in fear and hiding something. Keep an eye on this.
Would you try and feed someone who already has issues like controlling myself, like anger issues? Okay, I'm like all over the place. There's so much.
Yeah. You are.
Wow. This is crazy. Holy shit, this is insane. Oh, I'm just thinking about like Rylan's podcast. Like it's crazy.
I just don't get it, man. I've got Rylan's podcast, the thing he said about her, and I don't know how Rylan said something that equated to what's going on here, but I mean, we'll see.
It's crazy how he took 6 minutes and it's just, all right, well, moving on. Like, he's like, oh, well, like not knowing there was an issue. So many people are like, oh, well, you know, like my issue, and I told Shane when he did contact me on Saturday, he only contacted me after I started mentioning him and Rylan on TikTok. He did not call me after my initial J video that I was like upset and distraught about. He didn't care. He didn't give a fuck about just checking on me then. He cared after I started mentioning Shane and Rylan.
How do you know, though, that he even knew? Like, how do you know that Shane Dawson's sitting watching everything that's going on, though? I mean, I guess that could be typical. Like, I'm not in that whole world like Shane and her where social media is everything, communication with these people. I don't even talk to a lot of people. I forget to DM people. I got to DM somebody today, and I forgot, and I got to do it tomorrow now. I'm not that kind of person, but maybe it's just normal for her place. But my thing is, like, how do you know Shane even knew? Who cares about this? Like, what this Rylan guy said, like, or not Rylan, the Hair by J dude. Yeah, he said a bunch of messed up stuff. Most people would just block his ass and move on, so I don't get it.
Rylan on the TikToks. And then the next day, he's like, I can't sleep. Like, my anxiety, like, just started really, like, manipulating me again and being like, I love you, I'm going through therapy. And when I told him my issues, which was like, that.
Yeah, but if he, maybe, look, I don't know. I don't know a lot about Shane and those and everybody, okay? Please, you got to let me kind of get into the flow of this, because he may not be manipulating you, Trisha. He could just be actually being real with you and experiencing a lot of anxiety.
Them like praising Jeffrey, him lying about his friendship with Jeffrey last year, and all of a sudden now he's like, he's the only one that was there for me. Of course he was the only one that was there for you. You both did really messed up shit. Honestly, really messed up shit. Like, cancel me for thinking I'm a different gender or whatever, but they did some nasty, nasty ass shit.
Do you hear what I'm hearing? It's almost like she's laying the groundwork for Shane and Jeffrey to just be like these gossiping, drama-spreading kind of backstabbers. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just telling you what she's doing. You guys following me here? All right. As long as you're with me.
Okay. Half the stuff I didn't even know about. I ended up watching D'Angelo Wallace's video and I'd never seen it before. And honestly, like, I'm not trying to like go back to that, but like some nasty shit. But here's some nasty shit. So everyone's like, oh, like, how could you ask him to delete that podcast? Or Ryan's like, I don't know. Like, F you didn't. Shane has had me take down multiple videos. There was one with Trevor Moran. Like, that's the only one that's still private for me, is the one with Trevor.
I don't know how she keeps track of all of this, let alone anyone else is supposed to. I don't mean us. I mean like Shane or anyone else that's involved. How do you expect them to follow this?
And he's like, I'm sorry, Chevy is her name. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I honestly, oh, sorry, I'm trying not to edit this. But at the time, well, it was Chevy when
you do this all the time, Paytas. What do you? You're not good at this. You're an expert at this.
When she was underage, and it was like, and I just blindly deleted it, and I'm so stupid. Like, I didn't think anything of it because I was like, oh, there's like nothing bad in it or whatever like that. And it's like, I'm so freaking stupid. But yeah.
Bunny says, she says now that it was Shane that spread the rumor about her having an STD. I heard that, yeah. And look, I'm not saying that it couldn't be true. I'm thinking that it's possible that, I don't want to say it out loud yet. I don't know if you guys are following my train of thought yet. If you're following my train of thought, you know where I'm going.
You're getting canceled for...
A lot of people think this has nothing to do with the Tati lawsuit and has nothing to do with the interaction, this giant thing that's going down. I think there's a snowball rolling down a hill, and I think every one of these little interactions are a piece to the social media puzzle that's going to result in Tati Westbrook making a return to YouTube. Personally,
kissing minors and making those jokes, like, that's okay. That's like a different level. Jeffrey was getting canceled for for aggressively saying racial slurs, saying he's going to throw acid on people's faces, spitting on people. These are some real life shit that they're doing, like, off
that they were doing. Yeah,
camera behind closed doors. Okay, cancel me because I'm a troll or whatever. I don't like. Okay, fine. Like, and you know what? I own up to it. And that's what's so freaking crazy.
You really don't. I'm not trying to be mean, but you let people believe whether you're trolling or not. A lot of people don't think you're trolling, and then a lot of people think you're not, or that you are trolling, and therefore owning up to it would be making sure people know when you're trolling, and when you're not, you're not. You could be trolling right now. We wouldn't know. No shade. I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to be a dick, but you get me?
Is Ryland just putting all the blame on me? Well, I don't think she could express herself right when she's talking about Jeff. It couldn't have been more clear. And you know it. And it's crazy. Like, it's so scary. And he's just like dead behind. It's like literally dead and cold behind his eyes. I look at that and I was just like.
He was what? I didn't get that impression. See, I'm missing all this from what he said.
Sold their soul to the devil, and that's why I want no part of it, no part of them. Like, rebuke it. It's
sold their soul to the devil.
Whew.
Trisha seems more emotionally dysregulated than manic. Well, yeah, you could say that.
Then I see this Reddit. Someone sent me a
victim and bully cycle is endless with this side of the internet. Very true, Merc. Very true.
Peter Mon from last September, doing a video. Sorry, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like pass out.
See what I'm saying? She's gonna pass out. She keeps grabbing at her throat. She keeps having this thing go on. Yeah. She's in fear. She's manic. She's disconnected. She's emotionally irregulated, and she is hiding something, in my opinion. She's not giving us the full story. She's not giving us the reason behind all of this. Instead, she's giving us a lot of this other stuff.
Basically, he made a video in response to something I said, like, I don't know, it's probably defending Shane or something, I don't know. And me and Peter Mon actually have a really bad history because he's another one who's accused me of being a liar. And it kind of makes sense why he would think that. I was reading on like Reddit, I think someone sent me it. It was, and someone's like, you know, Trisha's like never really lied, because you know what, when I do, like, when I like talk about my experiences with people like David Dobrik,
she's not forming her sentences correctly. She's, I wouldn't say she's slurring her words. I'm saying that, yeah, she could be GERD, but I think it's more of a stress-related, situational. I think it's a situational thing. I think it has to do with what she's saying and the effect that it's having on her. And it's why I think that is causing these tics and things to be present.
You know, Jason, whoever, like, I'm someone who's not gonna like lie on shit because it's easily provable or unprovable. I'm not gonna like risk my reputation, my being sued, all that stuff like that. Like, I'm actually really cautious about what I say because of that. Like there's so much more I could say, and then I'm just like, do I remember that right? Do you know what I mean? And I've always had to make a conscious effort of that.
You can't be sued for that.
Forever. So me and Peter have this like history just to whatever, be like, we just don't really like
Thank you, Bunny. Yeah.
each other. I don't really care for him because he like said I was lying about an opioid addiction. Like, it's like I share so much, and I think like people are just like not used to people sharing so much, and I get that, but I'm gonna keep sharing.
See, there it is. There it is. It happened again.
And I don't like, I just don't care. Like, I'm 32 now. Like, believe me, don't believe me. Watch me, don't watch me. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna.
I believe you. I just think that there's something you're not telling us, a reason for all this, something behind it.
I'm gonna just like speak my truth. Like, that's really all I have. That's really all I have. And I'm so thankful, so thankful for people who do speak their truth at Tab. I'm so sorry. He made the original video on Jeffrey last year about the Vegas trip, and I'm so sorry about Jeffrey being racist. I didn't support that video because he had the DMs, he showed the DMs that I was scared. I was scared of Jeffrey, and I said that to him. I said that to him back in May.
I believe she's scared.
And I really was scared of the backlash, because at the time Jeffrey like wasn't canceled, and he was like pretty powerful or whatever. So I'm sorry, Tab, and thank you for speaking the truth, and thank you for telling me the truth, because it's stuff I already knew, which I said to him in the DMs. I'm like, I already knew this because they treated me like shit. Oscar Wilde, he was on the trip, not on Jeffrey's payroll, and he hung out with him throughout all last summer. That is ending solely because of them. Even my new fiance, I called his sister a C word, and like I have to like rewind and take like this is on me. Like a little bit, maybe it's like 15% that person, or how he has all this money, he can get a private jet, like he bought a Rolex for $200,000. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. I've always admired him. I always said that because like I thought it was a cool life. Now prior to Shane vouching for him, Jeffrey had blocked me. We talked about it, and I like during the Kat Von D stuff, I thought, oh my god, like Jeffrey is a nasty person based on his past behavior. But when Shane started vouching for him, I was like, you know what? Let's not judge people based on their past behaviors. But it was nasty. It was so nasty. Honestly, I should have just judged it, because if you're nasty back then, like, oof, you have to do a lot to prove that you're not nasty now. And he is just as nasty now, if not nastier, and gross and vile and like mean, just like mean behind closed doors and shit. Like those.
I believe that.
Those are the people you have to be real scared of, and trust me, I am. I'm still scared of him. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of him before, but then I was like, you know, like just seeing the lifestyle, you think, oh my god, this is so glamorous. Like like Jeffrey's very like, oh, like get you like merch deals, like very just that person that like wants to, that's gonna be like, I'm gonna help you and do this and like whatever. I never worked with Jeffrey, never wanted to. Never worked with Shane, never took $1 from either of them. They needed each other. Jeffrey's reputation was in the shitter, and Shane's docu-series was like making everyone look great. Tana, Jake, everybody. And Shane saw money and Jeffrey making all this money through pellets, and they were like, let's just use each other. And like, I get it, that's cool, whatever. Guess they became friends. And yeah, and so like whatever, I would hang out with like, so the
Yeah, but I don't think it's just as nuanced as that.
Vegas trip. Oh, sorry, I'm all over the place. Whew. So we talked about.
I mean, they're both adults. If they decide they want to work together, and Shane is talked into putting out a pallet by Jeffrey because it can make money, I don't see how that's bad.
That's what you
Shane did try to put the money back into his series.
Okay, so then the Peter Mon thing. Oh my god, I'm like all over the place. I just can't believe like Rylan didn't take like 1 ounce of like, it gave me one little bit of credibility. Like, it's great. Like, this drama is like, it was so unwarranted. Tell me a time I ever had a drama or an actual serious real issue that I kept offline for so long.
Trisha, you really do attack people a lot, though. So, I mean, you do this a lot. Do you not remember the Nikado avocado thing?
Where I said, I am not the problem.
I'm not being mean. I just...
What am I, Gabby Ann over here? Where I'm just...
Danger Stevens was a hacker in 2014. Bethany Nealhan was doxxed in 2014. What? Don't do this to me right now. Are you being serious? Do you think that she wasn't just crazy? Like, I have code breakers on this who didn't find that. Really? That's insane. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Wow. You think that's what she was trying to say? You know what I think she's trying to do too? When I saw it, I said to myself, is she trying to make it look like she was hacked? Throwing out these weird things. I don't know. All I know is it's just too much.
It's like, I'm not the problem.
My
I don't know. Like,
God.
everyone else is the problem, not me. Like, that was crazy to see that with Ryan, but then it wasn't that crazy because that's just been Shane's mentality with every single friend. And I've gone through friend groups too, so I really hate that like argument. Like, he goes through so many friends and jumps inside. Yeah, he does. But do you ever, like, you guys don't hear this, but he never, it's always the other person. He's falling out with Andrew, he's falling out with Drew, Garrett. It's always like the other person. All his other friends were falling at it, and it was like, he met up with Shane in Vegas, and he said something like,
oh, yeah, I know. I know that Trisha was talking about the Ryan podcast. I heard the clip, and I just didn't see how it, you know, I didn't see how the Rylan clip was bad at all.
yeah, Peter Mon's like, yeah, I'm gonna meet up with Trish, which we did meet up. I don't remember if it was before or after he met up with Shane, but we did meet up, and we sat in my kitchen, and it was fine. And like I said, other than him, like, saying I was lying about being addicted to things, and again, I don't know why. I guess people just think I lie because I overshare, or they think my life's crazy, but I mean...
Oh, yeah. You're probably right when it comes to those weird codes that she put out on Twitter. You're probably right. That's just crazy.
There's documents to prove I was in a mental hospital. There's documents to prove that I was in a rehab. Like, I'm pretty sure you can find that shit. Like, it's not that hard. I showed, I think, my mental hospital bracelet the first time. Like, I don't know. Jason and
Yeah, she did.
David were... Jason came to the mental hospital. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I did, Trisha, but stop telling people that.
I wouldn't make this stuff up because they could easily be like, that's a lie or whatever. Anyways. And Peter did not know me like that, and I was really, really upset about it. And I do let things go. So like, honestly, I'm like, not that I upset people. Like I said, now I'm kind of like, yeah, people want to call me a liar, they call me a liar. Like, there's literally nothing I can do. I just live my life. But it's so interesting because he said that when he met up with Shane, and he told Shane he's gonna meet up with me, Shane's like, well, she's a pathological liar. They like laughed about it. And
so what though? He could have been joking. He could have just been talking shit.
this isn't the first time I've heard this. I've heard this from multiple of our YouTube friends that used to be, like, think about all of our YouTube mutual friends, okay? Just...
Well, you kind of do that, though, a little bit when you troll. When you're trolling. I'm just saying. We should, hi guy.
Think about it. They're very not problematic, and I still talk to a lot of them, and they've offered me support. But, yeah, he said that to...
I'm just relaxing right now. I don't have any time. Maybe here soon, in a month or two.
A lot of people. The herpes thing.
You don't want to talk about this, Trisha. You don't want to talk about this one. No.
Obviously.
We don't want to know.
From Gabby's mouth, and Dustin Daly can verify that she also, I think either he said that she also said that to him, or like insinuated or something.
Did you tell him you had the herp though? If you're gonna go around telling people you got the herp, you can't get mad at them.
And why? Like, what's the point?
I can't keep it up either, Menace. I can't either. I can't.
Telling people I'm a pathological liar, telling people I have herpes. If both of those were true, what's even the point?
It's just kind of funny, though. He said that I'm a liar and that I have herpes. So I must have been lying about having herpes. I don't have it, guys. I'm sorry.
To make me look bad. But the thing is the pathological liar thing is like it's really a setup, right? It's a setup because I really do think, because I actually haven't seen Shane like lie like on camera, and so to see Ryland and like
how did Ryland lie? God damn it! It's so hard to track this.
Ryland knows deep, like he knows. Shane knows. Like to see someone just blatantly lie.
Okay, so I'm not going to go through any more of it. That was hard to get through in itself. But why am I showing this to you? I'm showing this to you because people out on Twitter and social media are all leaving comments saying Tati must have told the truth then. Tati was telling the truth. So all these things happening, if we even get like a couple more things that are thrown out towards Star and Dawson, I do think that the social media landscape will be ready for Tati to return. And if you think Tati doesn't know that, you're crazy. If you think that her people don't know it, and if they're not looking at this like, Tati, you need to get back on YouTube, you're crazy. I think she's going to be making a return. I truly think that's going to happen. Essentially, what we got going on, Trisha Paytas is saying that Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson are really, really bad people, and that they go around and tell people a bunch of little details and drama about other people so that those people will expose. So Trisha's saying that the same thing Tati said when she did her opening up about this video, or finally time to talk about this video. Tati Westbrook did a video and said Shane and Jeffree came to me, told me all this stuff about James Charles, and that's why I made the My Sister video. And the internet was like, Tati's just trying to get out of it now. So it didn't look good for Tati. But now that Trisha's come out, and now that Trisha's saying, yeah, Tati's telling the truth, Shane and Jeffree do this to people, the thought process is that Tati's going to try to make a return to social media. So you got the lawsuit with Katie, makes Tati look better. You got the thing that she said about Jeffree and Shane that would make her look better if it was legitimized. And now that Trisha is legitimizing the information about Shane and Jeffree, now Tati looks even better. And in the end, if only one more thing happens, like right now, Tati could make a comeback. And she'd be supported by millions. Just imagine if another thing happens to target Shane and Jeffree. It's just going to be another one of those situations. Jennifer says she'll be welcome, but she won't do anything until these cases are resolved. She knows the right thing. She listens to her attorney. Wish someone else would. Lol. Very true. I do too. I do too. Well, I hope her attorney is saying it's telling her to be quiet and not talk about this stuff. Let's hope. Let's hope that attorney's not as crazy. So, anyway, let me see. I'm looking for any of these that bring up Tati in the comment section. Right here, look. The real dark triad is Shane, Jeffree, and Ryland. Seems like when Jeffree comes into someone's lives, everything goes to shit. Shane acts like a freshman who took their first year of psychology and wants to help fix you, right? I guarantee if you scroll enough, you're going to start finding stuff about... Right here. This is starting to make me believe Tati was not the mastermind behind the James Charles incident. The common denominator is Jeffree and Shane. 2 replies. They're not going to load. They're not going to load. I mean, if you go through this shit, I'm telling you, it's just, you're going to just continue to see more and more and more and more. Saying that Tati Westbrook is innocent. Tati was telling us the truth. Tati is the good person now. I'm not saying anything more than Tati is going to make a comeback. And you're probably right. She'll probably wait until more has resolved in these lawsuits. But I think it's going to only be like a month or 2. If not sooner. That Tati's going to make a comeback. I think she could come back tomorrow and put everything in the past because of what happened with Trisha just now. And I also think the more time that goes from this Trisha situation, I think she needs to give the Trisha situation a few days. A bunch of YouTubers are going to cover the Trisha situation. And when that information gets out there, then Tati can come back. And I do think she'll be welcome. I think that people will forget about what happened. And Tati will be even bigger than she was beforehand. That's my prediction. Emily said these 2 lawsuits could take years. Exactly. And that's what makes me think Tati will come back before the lawsuits resolve. Yeah. Oh, you know that one lawsuit, the Swanson lawsuit, is going to take a really long time. Really long time. The only reason I don't say that about the other one is because it could be likely that KJP will settle. She could, like, Tati could lower what she wants from KJP enough to give her a really good deal that involves not a lot of money, but the YouTube channel. That's the rumor. The rumor in the background that's been there amongst a lot of, like, I got it from a really good source, and I'm not going to tell you who, sorry, but it's a very trustable source, in my opinion, and it is a rumor, and I'm telling you that, is that Tati Westbrook doesn't want Katie's money. She doesn't care about Katie's money. Katie's money is like peas and carrots, according to Tati Westbrook, according to this person. Tati Westbrook wants that YouTube channel. She wants KJP to pay for saying something. Something that was said. I mean, is what, and she's not gonna, like, that's her goal. From what now I'm not saying that's the truth. I'm telling you that's what I've been told. Okay? I've been on YouTube for a minute, man. I get some good info sometimes. Sometimes I don't. But hold up. We got any more of these to talk about, Tati? Let me see. Oh, yeah. I'm starting to think Tati was not the mastermind. She was very manipulated by Shane and Jeffrey. She explained it in her last video. They were telling her lies about James and straight up fed her nonsense so she'd make a video to cancel him. She has a huge platform. They knew she would damage James. Tati's not innocent either. Girl is the queen of not taking accountability. That's just one, though. To a certain extent, looking at her track record compared to Shane and Jeffrey, there's night and day. Let's see if I find any more Tatis, though. Let me load some more here. When what Trisha is saying lines up with Tati's side perfectly. Tati would say how Shane would feed her information over and over. Wow, Trisha, we love you. Oh my God, I agree. Maybe she was actually telling the truth. I always gave Shane the benefit of the doubt. Now I can see all she said in her video was probably true. I didn't even think of that. Damn. Bro, you're right. Oh my God. I was literally just thinking this. I didn't even think about Tati. Oh my God, the whole circle of toxicity sucks people in. Crazy. It really rubbed me the wrong way when people said a grown woman can't be manipulated about Tati and just thought she was lying. No, you can get manipulated at any age, and that's a messed up thing to say. I believe Tati has some blame in what happened, but now with Trisha coming, think this is definitely telling the truth about Shane. It's James Charles all over again. She was right, but nobody believed her. Tati was James' friend and talked about him with other people that don't like him. People that give her more information about James. She should have been loyal to her friend, but instead she exposed him on the internet. Tati is no victim. The majority of all the comments on Twitter are the same way, but a lot more of them mention Tati being innocent now and people believing her. I'm going to tell you right now, y'all, this is Tati's chance. She comes back now. If Trisha's voice gets propelled to the community, Tati comes back, it's going to be like that shit never happened. Did I show that on my stream? I didn't mean to pull that up. That was an accident. Classy Carmen is a YouTuber that does teen mom content. My secret decoders are starting to get out their decoder rings and figure out what those strange tweets meant. We're finally making some progress, it looks like. She says this today on Twitter. Katie says, in 2019, I pointed out that the bulk of the T-drama channels were on Jeffrey's payroll. Since then, I've learned many big YouTubers use many of the same channels to push their narrative and smear whoever they are mad at. It's why I don't watch half the channels anymore. If you believe you're getting to the truth from so many of these channels, you aren't. Many fangirl the big YouTubers and push false narratives to help the big channels destroy their competition. It's pretty gross the further down the rabbit hole you go. You're a channel that refuses to play their games. You get punished and bullied. It's pretty standard and has happened to dozens of channels. Let's hope to God that doesn't happen, because if it does, it's almost a guarantee that there was some weird code going on. I don't like this code. Isn't it weird? No retweets, no hearts, nothing. It's just strange. I'm sticking with the drunk toddler theory. What the hell? Can we agree that KJP is the new K and yes, I'm sticking with the drunk. A Classy Carmen is the next one. I hope not. How long till Jeffree Star sues somebody? You know, that's my fear when it comes to the tsunami. All these YouTubers thinking they can sue other people and all this stuff. And I know Tati might have had a good reason to sue somebody else, but the other lawsuits I've seen on YouTube are just narcissists trying to get... We even had a lawsuit where a dude said, I can't sue them. I never signed papers with them. Ends up suing them months later. Just because of narcissistic... Just to get their narcissistic shits and gigs. So, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I need to work on my audio tomorrow. I can't operate when my audio's cutting out like it's been. And it's not doing it as much now, but I can fix it. I just have to spend an hour or two going through, doing a lot of work to get it fixed. And it all happened, if you didn't notice, because we rearranged everything. I took my PC apart and rehooked everything up and rearranged everything. So that's why my audio is cutting out. But I like our new studio, right? It's going to start looking a lot better. We're going to start putting up a bunch of new stuff as time goes on. It's going to look better. That mandolin right there, I'm going to play it for you on stream. It's from 1897. 1897 mandolin. It got passed down to me and my family. And it is a beautiful instrument made out of extinct rosewood and other woods. It's just beautiful, and it sounds great. I just need to put new strings on it and get it set up. I haven't. No, I need to take a look at that. Either way, guys, it's getting late, and I have to upload a video to UNIRocktv tomorrow. If you didn't see my last video, it was one of my theories. I did a theory on... Tati Westbrook's lawyer lays a trap. and I do believe I am absolutely correct with that video. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go check it out. Give it a like, give it a share, leave a comment, tell me what you think. I really want to know what you think, because we're really we're starting to have all these weird developments, and we got new stuff going on across the YouTube landscape. I want to start live streaming for you more. I want to play some video games with you guys. I want to just get back to doing our nightly show. So make sure keeping an eye open and ring the bell on both the channels for me. Make sure you got the bell rung. If you want to support me absolutely free, you can support my channel just by ringing the bell and subscribing to both my channels. As also, you can join either channel. You can join my Patreon, or you can do PayPal, or you can do none of that and just watch the videos, or don't watch the videos at all. Whatever you want to do, I'm down. I just appreciate the massive amount of support lately. You guys have been sending me in things you want me to talk about. You guys have been sending me in you know, stuff you want me to cover, and I'm trying to work on everything, and I devote my day every day to try to get content out for you, so I appreciate the response. So keep an eye out. I'm going to try to stream more with you guys right here, and I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be live streaming with you tomorrow. Anything you want to say before we go, Busy? Yeah? Tell him how you feel. Can't hear you, Busy.
And then blowing her up on TikTok every week. But, like, you know, get your fucking family in order, lady.
Come on, dude.
Come on.
Quality.
No, this clap
So, guys, turns out,
lie like on camera, and so to see Rylan, and like Rylan knows, dude, like he knows, Shane knows, like to see someone just blatantly lie, and